Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. In this video today we'll talk about what is found, supposedly new found of the fragments, perhaps as old as Islam. Perhaps. Muslims, they made a lot of videos. TV stations talk about it, Jazeera TV, Al Arabiya TV, all the famous TV stations. Muslims around the earth like, wow, Allahu Akbar, brother, big deal. All what they found, 2 pages, which is one side, which means it's not even make 1 page of the Quran today. And it's not even full page. So what is the big deal about this, what it's called a new discovery? It's a big deal for me, honestly, because this discovery proves Islam to be false. If what they are saying in this study is correct, Islam is false indeed. First of all, those document, what they found, it's not according to the study itself. It says that it's very similar, read with me, very similar indeed to the Holy Quran as we have it today. So it's not the same, it's very similar, very close to, but it's not exactly the same. And that is a problem, because are we talking about the Quran never been changed, not even 1 letter, or we are talking about very similar and very close? Either it is exactly the same, or that will be a problem. So from the beginning we have a problem, because it's very similar. This is why you see the Muslims, they quote for you from the pages only few verses they found it's similar, but the rest of them they don't want to translate. And I will show you that here. Actually, I was trying to find the document as it is so I can read myself. So you will see here the translation. They translate only 17, 18, and 19, and 20. Alright? When the rest disappear. Alright? However, if you look with me in the document, or let's say the first, the study, mention something very dangerous too. First, they are saying that this study, the accuracy of the date is 95% accurate, which means very, very close to be accurate. I will go with science and I will say they are right, it's 95% accurate, but that will cause a huge problem for the Muslims. Why? You see, people do not notice where is the problem. 568, Muhammad was not born yet. Muhammad was born in 570. You can go and check the age by yourself. He was born in 570 and he died in 632. Alright? So Muhammad, he died. He was born 2 years after the date we see in the study, and he died in 632. What does that mean? What if it is, what happened is the following, that this document is exist before Muhammad exists. That will make Muhammad copying from the book of someone, and this is the only solution for this issue. Why? Because 568 is the possible start date of this document. Then Muhammad, he was not announcing himself as a prophet for the coming 40 years after. So if Muhammad was born 570 and then he announced himself as a prophet at the age of 40, that will make it 610, the date where Muhammad, he became a prophet. Now we know with the Quran was not even collected in the time of Muhammad, was collected in the time of Uthman ibn Affan. Now Uthman, he did not collect the Quran until he became a Khalifa. But when Uthman became a Khalifa, let us see. Uthman became a Khalifa at the year 644. And the Quran was not collected right away and became a book. It took a long time. Actually, he did not start collecting the Quran. After the many war happening, those who they called companion of the Prophet, they start dying, killed in the war. So few years after, he decided to collect the Quran. So at least he decided to collect the Quran at maybe 650, which is after the date we see in the document. But let us say, for the sake of argument, the first day Uthman, he became a Khalifa, he started collecting the Quran. That will make it 644. But according to the study, maximum is 645. So we have to ignore all the years before and assume that in this year the Quran was collected and this document is coming in that year. Are you getting my point? If we take 568 from 645, that will make it 77 years. So from the 77 years margin or a date, we have only 1 year chance to have this document to be from the time of Uthman. And that will be impossible to have, because Uthman, he did not start collecting the Quran. He did not have the Quran finished right away. There's a lot of argument was happening. There's Quran of Ibn Mas'ud, Hafs, etc. There's many Quran, and later he decided to burn them, and Muslims are fighting over it. So it took him a few years. So the Quran was collected far away from the date we see in the screen. So this is document, if it is true, it must be written before Islam. Because as we said, it was possible that it is written before Muhammad was born. Muhammad was born in 570, and this is possible to be written in 568. And Muhammad, he was not a prophet for the first 40 years. That make it 42 years possible before Muhammad became a prophet. This document exists. And then after that, we have the Quran was not collected in the life of Muhammad. It was collected in the life of Uthman. And Uthman, I believe he was a Khalifa, I think, for 12 years, something like this. And he did not start collecting the Quran right away. It was a big argument within. Maybe I will make a special video about this to show more details about when the Quran, how it was collected, date, etc. And there is, so this is the second problem. Number 3 problem. This, by the way, this is a huge problem, because if this exists before Muhammad, this means Muhammad is copying from the book of somebody. And that explains why a Christian priest has this document. It might be Muhammad copying from old book made by somebody, exists before Islam. As we know, Waraq ibn Nawfal, he used, the hadith says, Waraq ibn Nawfal, he used to translate from the scriptures, from Aramaic to Arabic, as Allah he wished him to translate. So it's possible that that is taken from the Aramaic people, and this is why an Aramaic priest is the one who has this document. Now, number 3 problem. If you look with me in the document here, for sure none of you maybe speak Arabic, but those who speak Arabic, they will know what I'm talking about. This is the translation, this is the Arabic today, and this is the Arabic old days. Alright? Now the Arabic old days, it does not have, I don't know, like you see the dots and those little things in the top of the words. Those are not exist here, supposedly. They should not be exist, because those things is added in the time of Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Saqafi. He was like the head of ISIS today. He was a big criminal. One of his speech, he said, to the Muslims. Look what he said in the speech. He said, "Today I have many heads. They are fruits and ready to cut off." This is the kind of man he is. So this man, he ordered to add dots and movement to the letters to make it clear so people will not make mistakes when they are reading the Arabic language. So since then, that started. Now when Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi he exists, let us see the date. He was ruling between 660 and 714. And this is far away from the date we see in the screen there. It was 645. So this is long after that date. And if we go to the document, which mean what I'm trying to say to you here, this is the guy who add those movements to the letters, the dots. And let us see if the document they have dots. Yes, they do. Which means there's no way that this document is exist in the time of Uthman ibn Affan. As an example, I will take something very clear to show you. This is قال ألقها. قال ألقها. You see the dots here? This should not be exist because at that time there was no dots. Same as here. And you will notice they cover the rest of it, so we cannot read it. I'm not sure why. Obviously, it's not the same. So they have only, like, I cannot read the rest. I cannot find the original document. Anyway, so you will see here there's a dot. Here there's a dot. Here there's a tashkil. Here there's a dot. Here there's a dot. It's all over. And that is impossible to have because at that time there was no dots for the language. So what is the solution for this? You see, in the old days, and I will make it more clear for you what I'm trying to say. When they have old document and this document is not needed, they wipe the old ink and they write in the top of it. And that explains why you will see an old writing there. Let me see if I can copy the picture and zoom in. You will notice that there's a writing there, old writing. We don't know what is that. There's something here was written and it's gone. There's letters, you see? They are gone, they are wiped out. You see here, you see here, you see here, you see the word here. You see the word here, you see the word here, you see the word, you see the writing. This is something written before, there's something written before and wiped out and written in the top of it. Why they used to do that? Because, it's not like today, you rip the paper and you grab a new one, it's very easy. This is very expensive material. This is leather. So it's costly, it's expensive. So they used to do always that. They get rid of all document, they don't need no more, and they write what is more important for them in the same leather in the top of it. What they did in the examination is, it was the leather, not the ink. So it's possible, this is a third possibility, that this is the age of the leather, not the age of the what is written there. And the proof of that easy. You see here we see dot. Ya Musa, you see here it says Ya Musa. Musa, by the way, it's not written the same way today. The Quran today, it doesn't say that. Ya Musa, it comes with alif. However, I will let it go. But you will see here there's a dot. You see this one? This is a dot. Ya Musa. You see it here. You see it? This is a dot. This is the letter Ya. We add two dots underneath of it, and this is why it's big, it's connected, and to make it Ya. Alright? And here you will see Tashkil. And here you will see the same, and here you see the dots is all over, And that is a very clear proof that this cannot be an old document as they claim.